Hello, welcome to episode 33 of the Wee Podcast. It is Clark here with Phil.
Hello.
So this week we're looking at morality. So what is it? Where does it come from? And basically there's so much that we probably could have gone on for a lot longer than we did.
Too many things you can't really cover.
Yeah, like there's so much. So we tried to stick to what we'd researched. We hope you enjoy it as much as we did because it was a lot of fun. Moral person?
Of course I am, Clark. You know me.
Fair.
Of course I am.
Fair.
I would save all the lives.
You would make you good choices.
Depends on what it is.
You're not. Well, I suppose everyone makes moral, immoral choices.
Yeah, of course I do.
I don't think I know anyone that's amoral. I'll explain what all these are.
Well, I know what they are, but
You do.
maybe. I don't know. I've come across a few people that I potentially could be amoral.
Amoral?
But all for themselves, though. That's the thing. So.
I suppose a better place to start would be what is morality? Good definition.
It's a really good song.
By who?
Me?
Oh.
Sang it earlier on. It's been brilliant.
What do you call it? So morality is just essentially the differentiation of intentions, decisions, and actions between those that are good and those that aren't good.
Like Batman and Robin.
What? No.
Yeah.
As in like Superman and Lex Luthor.
No, because Robin is probably the worst superhero ever. So
Sidekick.
whoever made him,
that's why he's a sidekick.
whoever made him was but he's not even though. He's just useless.
But essentially that's what it is. But like most of them come from basically different types of philosophies, religion, cultures. They're all completely different.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
they more or less are like, if you think even across, and we'll touch on this at certain points, but across the passage of time.
Attempt to anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll
then
try.
they are.
But when I say touch, I mean literally touch. We're not going to delve
We'll just
very
give a wee
far.
kiss and then
But it's basically even across like time, how morals have changed, it's insane.
Well, yeah, obviously where you grew up and stuff as well, and obviously obviously cultures and stuff you come from as well. It's
Yep.
That's probably the reason why the majority of people these days have a problem with other religions and stuff, because it's not the same as
other cultures and whatever, because it's not what they
Yeah.
like to believe.
Just believe what I say, please.
Yeah, literally, it's you don't believe what I believe, then tough.
Yeah.
And that's basically it comes down to as well that obviously I mentioned immorality and amorality. So immorality does get confused with amorality.
Yeah.
So immorality starts with an I, amorality with an A. So basically, amorality is when no one has any morals at all. They don't know the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
And that could be anything from people that just aren't educated. Like people that are like from, I don't know, the Amazon rainforest or something.
Like tribes?
Yeah, like obviously they're not going to really know, but even within their own group they probably will have. But
Yeah,
like
they'd
if
have
you were
their
to
own.
brought them out,
Yeah.
they wouldn't really know.
Be the same as anybody though. I mean, if we were brought to, I don't know, like some Indian, like Native American thing,
Yeah.
and if we sat down on a tree, they'd be like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
I was in a reservation in
there you
America, and they have that it's not even controlled by federal law. They have their own police and stuff.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's like
chieftains.
they
Literally,
they drove in like when we were driving in, and the guy literally said to us, like when you're in here, we can't help you, so behave yourself essentially and do what they say.
Yeah.
More or less, because they can throw you in the slammer.
Yeah.
So
the slammer jammer.
but then immorality is someone that does know the difference and just decides to do the bad stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty
Just literally live for themselves.
But sometimes it's not all bad, but in terms of knowing,
No, it doesn't mean all bad. I mean, they just make the choices for themselves. Like it could be like their good choice would be just to do.
Oh yeah,
the
like
wrong
yeah, I know
thing,
what you
or,
mean.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
literally, but like basically, a lot of people as well will confuse what we're talking with today about morality with ethics.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah.
Now, ethics and morality is completely different. They both, excuse me, do distinguish between good and bad, but people say that morality is something that's very personal, whereas ethics is more like a communal thing.
Yeah.
So like, an example I found was a community might not really care that much about, for example, adultery, whereas you might.
Yeah. Individual.
Exactly. So you might think, oh no, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Whereas that's your moral, that's your your personal.
I suppose that's where political parties come from then.
Yeah, more or less. And basically, the other option was that they might consider it completely immoral, and you would also agree, and that's just an ethic. That's just in general.
Yeah. So makes sense.
I find that quite interesting because whenever I started reading it, I have to admit, whenever I started reading it, I was like, well, that's just I think most of that stuff, so that's just what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't realise I had the same morals. I just thought it was everyone thought that, but obviously it's not.
Well, no, I would say we'd probably disagree on a few things.
Probably.
But we have a quiz for that later on, so
No, dear.
we'll see what happens. Like, none of us have actually seen the question. None of us, neither of us
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen the question.
questions. So, well, I haven't either because it's one of those things you got to click to see the next one.
Oh, really?
You got to make the choice to find out the next one.
Oh,
So
right.
we haven't seen past, what was it, two we did? So, yeah.
Oh, flip.
Yeah,
That's
so
really good.
there's 21 of them, so it could be a potential friendship ruiner today.
Enjoy it. This could
You
be the
wouldn't
last
save
one.
a dog? What?
No,
That's no question, so it's okay.
But basically touching on society, like general examples of what people would consider moral, if this is generally accepted in Western society, I suppose. So whenever I say society, I'm talking like Western society, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want
Just keep repeating Western society.
I just don't want to get that out, like as in this should be
Yeah.
worldwide, because it's obviously not. But don't gossip is one.
Don't gossip.
Yeah, don't slap around people essentially.
How's
Excuse me.
how's that even?
I know. Tell the truth.
Well, they go hand in hand then, don't they?
Do not vandalize property.
Oh well, that's
Have courage. Do not have sex before marriage. It's a very Christian thing and quite religious.
have courage is very very vague. Like
Yeah.
Have courage. Okay,
I will.
I will.
Keep your promises.
Okay.
Treat others as you want to be treated.
Another Christian thing.
Yep. Be trustworthy. Don't judge. Respect others.
What's it? Don't be a judge in real life.
No, just do not judge.
Okay.
So if you're sitting there, sorry, I can't do this.
If you're a judge, you're really bad at your job.
Have self-control. Be accountable and take responsibility for your actions. It's a good one. Be patient. Be loyal. Have respect for yourself. Have humility. Be generous. I've just sort of jumped through a load of them there. What do you make of those?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're like, so they make sense.
Yeah, they make sense to me. Like, but then again, you could give them to someone else and be like,
why would I do that?
That's just stupid.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of where they came from, and the reason I say Western society so much I understand in a minute, is because they come, basically they're based on the Ten Commandments.
Yeah. You can tell whenever you go through them.
Whenever I go through them. So, the Ten Commandments, for anyone that doesn't know, number 1, don't have any gods before me. 2, don't make yourself a graven image, aka don't worship an idol. 3,
especially American Idol, it's terrible.
3, don't take the Lord your God's name in vain. 4, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. Do not kill. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness against your neighbor, aka don't lie. And 10, do not covet your neighbor's wife or possessions, aka do not cheat or steal.
Yeah.
So essentially, there's a whole big massive list of morals that I could have read through that are based off those 10.
Yeah.
So, like, in, for example, in the Middle East, for example, they might have completely different ones because
they would.
They would have gone from a different text, or equally the Hindi religion could be the same.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Be interesting to see someone coming from a different culture and a different religious background to come over and see. Obviously, it happens a lot now because of the whole Muslim and Christian divide. It's mad at the minute, but I mean, it'd be interesting to see what people sort of grew up with, say, over in those Middle Eastern countries, and then come over if they had no sort of religious background, if they were literally just like neutral, and like, I don't really care for religion, and then come over and see what the other side. Just Google, I suppose you could, but
well, no, but
it'd be interesting to see what they
there's
would
nothing
say
quite
about
like seeing it.
No,
or,
exactly.
experiencing it, like
Yeah.
well, a good example, I suppose, is whenever we went to Dubai, Rachel and I,
Yeah.
we're not married,
No,
obviously.
Yeah, right now, if you
So
told me this before.
We were like, I've been before, but never with a partner. So whenever we went, we were basically warned that there's people that can ring a helpline if they know you're not married, and they were to find out you're staying in the same hotel room, and they could literally get you arrested.
Yeah.
So didn't happen, by the way. Lovely country, and I would definitely go if you have a chance. But anyway, yeah, essentially, obviously
Just get married before you do go.
Yeah, well, obviously that's just it. Just shows the
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
Like we saw absolutely nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Whereas they're like, nope. Like I read a story once that somebody gave a guy the finger in traffic, and he didn't realize it was somebody that was quite influential, and he got arrested.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he went home first, and then came back, and they arrested him.
From the last, well, that's crazy. I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh my word.
Yeah,
I'd take a picture of his face.
because it's like obviously the reg, and then they went back. Who rented that car? Oh, they're coming back. Jail.
That's crazy.
So they arrested him. Yeah.
Well, they get jail time for it, you know.
I don't know if he actually got convicted or not. It was just a story ongoing whenever we were there, and
That's
I was like,
mad.
"Oh, flip!" So
That is
yeah,
mad. Like,
it just shows like it's like that. But that was literally just like a 2 week holiday for us. So or a week holiday we were there for, and then a week somewhere else. But whenever we were there, it's completely different, and then whenever we went to another country, it's completely different. So
well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, people are quite ignorant in that sense now that they don't really check on the laws, but they expect people to come in like
you
immigrants
accept your Western culture as it is, and
they're quite ignorant to everyone else's culture. Like I said, they bringing in the
Yeah.
quotation immigrants coming in being like, well, you have to abide by our rules.
Yeah.
And then whenever you go to their country, because there could be people from like Spain, Portugal, places where people will go on a regular basis, like even Turkey as well. Like Turkey's like one of the most visited places from the UK, from UK citizens. It's just mental. But they don't go there and go, well, yeah, I'm going to bring all my morals and all my self-righteous crap over and be like, well, I'm living in my world, but it's not your world, it's someone else's country.
Yeah, that's that's why I always said, like, whenever we go away, like, we always sort of say, like, if something is different, that's just the way it is. We're here for it.
It's not
They don't have to abide by our way, and
no.
I do think that, whenever you go away, you should involve yourself in the culture, and
I
you
agree.
should, see how they live and whatever.
Yeah.
It's just-
And I would expect the same reciprocation. I think they would do the same for us over here.
But I find as a country, we're very open, so we're like, yeah, be whoever you want, that's fine.
Oh yeah, no, I would
Yeah,
agree,
so-
but I mean, obviously, don't come over and start shooting people. That'd be
No, that would be pretty bad.
yeah.
Please don't do that. Be
but
very immoral.
but it would be bad in any sense of wherever you were to go. You wouldn't bring over like an AK-47 from here and go over to Turkey and be like, haha, do you know what I'm going to do today?
Join ISIS.
Well, there you go.
That's what they do, is it not? Like, go to Turkey and then but like sail to Syria and then.
Yeah, well, they can go from any sort of country, yeah. But it's yeah.
But again, like, if you think of all the British people that have like went, you know what, I'm going to go and join ISIS. They've been brought up here, but their morals are completely different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it all depends on your community.
Mm-hmm.
Because there could be several different communities in one area that you live in.
For sure. Like, I was listening to a podcast earlier with a Muslim man and an American man, and they were having a conversation. He's a British Muslim. And a lot of the questions he was sort of like the American was asking him was
Was the American man religious though?
No.
So that's why he said
just
American then.
general curiosity.
I was like, a Muslim man and an American man. That's not the same.
Well, the Muslim guy, he basically has he had a Muslim upbringing, and he was basically explaining the difference between the different sects and what they believe and so on and so forth, and it was interesting. But
yeah,
it's not for this podcast, but
no, definitely.
But basically it was just interesting to hear, because then the American guy would like say a word wrong, and he'd be like, I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, and he'd be like, no, it's okay, I'll tell you how to say it in a minute, and blah blah blah. But like, it was just interesting.
Trying though.
Yeah, like, it was just interesting for them to sit down and have this conversation.
Yeah.
Because like, how like I find that a lot of, I don't know if it's just my opinion, but a lot of the fear of, the Muslim faith or the Islamic faith
comes from
is
extremism.
just not knowing.
Yeah.
They just don't understand it.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
everyone just assumes because of the whole extremism at the minute. It's like that's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's just you just give it a try.
Yeah, like there's
Just try and understand, and then maybe you'll get it. I don't know.
exactly. It's such a small amount of people. I might have mentioned in a podcast before. I read a book a long time ago. I say a long time ago, maybe about 6 months ago. But basically, it was in that it gave the stat that more people died of diabetes last year than they did from terrorism.
Yeah.
So sugar is technically more deadly than an extremist.
Yeah.
So
But you can't shout at sugar.
you can't, but you can cut it out.
But that's the reason. But that's the reason why it's not a thing. Like no,
So-
you can't have a war on sugar.
Well, they
To
tried.
be fair though, 2018 you probably could.
Yeah, they tried.
Yeah.
And they're still trying, but
Why with the sugar bans and stuff? And all
yeah,
that sort of-
and Jamie Oliver being the lead man. But anyway, basically,
Jamie Oliver.
I know
Where's
No.
Gordon Ramsay? Where's he at?
he's doing all the shows and all, getting rich.
Getting rich. Well,
Yeah,
although I seen it like a tweet he was getting like turned vegan or something, or trying the vegan life or something.
yeah, I seen that. Don't know what's going on there.
Gordon, if you're listening, don't do it.
But it was interesting as well that whenever I was reading through a lot of fables, like whenever you're told as kids,
Yeah.
a lot of their basis is from, like the moral of the story.
Yeah.
So essentially as morals. So there's a whole like load of them called Aesop's. I hope I'm saying that right. AESOP. Aesop's fables, and there's a whole load of them, and basically within each story there is a moral. So like Boy Who Cried Wolf, don't lie,
Yeah.
because eventually people aren't going to believe you whenever you need them to.
Yeah.
There's another one
But
called,
then that's also a thing about joking as well. Because see, if you joke too much, this happened to me quite a lot. So
Yeah.
when I was younger, if you joke too much, people will just assume you're still joking regardless of what you're saying.
No, I know what you mean.
It's crazy.
I struggle to get people to know when I'm being serious and not from the tone of my voice.
No.
So it's hard.
I know what you're saying.
I know you do,
Yeah.
but other people don't.
Oh, that's because they don't know you.
Exactly. But if I like
But
start,
the same as any stranger, the same as a joke as well. I mean, if I spoke to someone, there's a cat burning over there, they'd be like, ha, ha, what?
no,
Why are you telling me and not putting it out? But it's a cat. That's why I wouldn't put it out.
probably.
Yeah, that's me being moral, I think.
But like there's just so many. Like whenever I was like reading through, the one I have to admit I didn't know the story, but the one called The Master and His Dogs. So basically, he who can't trust a friend, don't trust someone as a friend who doesn't basically treat their family properly. So
Well, that makes that would make
if
sense.
you
Yeah.
if you
If you
see
can't start
someone-
it at home, then they're not gonna take it away from the home, like, are they?
Exactly. So there's another one called The Sick Lion. Again, I don't know this one.
I've heard this one, I think.
But basically, those people who listen to warnings from others are wise, essentially. So if you're warned of something, for example, we were just talking about sugar. I don't know if you've seen the video. I don't know how true it is, by the way. If it's completely made up, that's fine. But there's a video of a guy who like sprays brake fluid, on like a really dirty work desk, and he tries to like scrub off the stuff, and it doesn't work.
Right.
And then he pours some Monster on it, and it rubs off straight away. So
I don't know.
I don't know how true it is, but like I think the whole point is, look at how dangerous this drink is. You should
Yeah.
not be drinking this drink.
Yeah.
Which I completely agree with. But obviously, if you have the odd one, that's fine. But that's not my thing.
No, I
Um,
can't drink them. They make my tummy go nuts.
No, I just don't like them, to be honest. I
Yeah.
don't think they're that tasty. And what's
Lauren
the point?
loves them.
What's the point of drinking something if you don't like the way it tastes? I
Yeah,
just-
Lauren loves them.
like
She's obsessed by Monster.
not my thing.
No.
It's just far too sugary. But
I had the doctor one before. The
what do you call that? Motorcycle rider?
no, he's Formula One, isn't he?
No.
Is he?
Motorcycle?
Is it? I thought it was. I don't know what you call
No,
him.
no, you call him Italian name. What's his
Oh,
Italian?
Valentino Rossi.
Thank you. That's it. He's a motorbiker man.
Oh, I know he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was from someone from Formula One.
No, the doctor's Valentino Rossi.
Okay.
So there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I had that one. It was nice, but my stomach didn't like it. That's for sure.
No, I just see for me. You see at the minute, I'm on a wee bit of a health kick, and I'm drinking water and green tea, and that's it at the moment.
See, I was going to try the whole green tea thing, but water's doing it for me at the minute.
Green tea's great.
No, I know. I've had it before ages ago, but I didn't like it.
What type?
Twinings green tea?
Oh, because I've got there's a Clippers one that is just standard green tea. It's organic. It's
That's the
really good.
one I had. Well, not that one. I had just normal green tea.
There's ones I have at the minute. It can taste a wee bit funny.
Yeah.
But there's other ones I have at the minute. There's one for fatigue. It's by Tetley,
Yeah.
and it's like berry flavor. It's pretty good. There's one.
I don't trust things like that. That's the thing.
No, it's nice, and then there's a detox one that's for mint. It works, trust me.
Oh dear.
There's a there's one that's cucumber and elderflower. That's really nice.
Oh, wow, that could be a cucumber.
It's really good, and
don't think I know there's I like it with a cucumber now.
and I can't remember what the other one is, but they're really good. You should try them.
Yeah.
I drink like one in the morning whenever I get in. I used to drink coffee, so now I'm not toxing. I'm detoxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now at around 11, I'll have another one, and then that's me good until I go home.
Okay.
But it's good.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I might try a couple of
I definitely don't feel as like ugh.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
whenever
no.
I get home, so like I've been able to go out and runs and stuff, as opposed to getting home and just being like, oh,
Well, that's what I want to feel like.
done. You know.
I want to feel
So-
like I'm completely refreshed because it's something
Yeah.
to do with diet as well. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't eat an awful lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
It's just for some reason I just don't seem to do well with normal things and healthy things. It just doesn't seem to work for me.
I'm just eating a lot more fruit. Like I'm eating
Yeah.
like at the minute I have porridge in the morning with I put some raspberries in it because they sort of break up, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And then it gives it a nice sweet taste with some raspberries and some blueberries, and then I have some because that's what I mainly buy at the minute. I have some raspberries and blueberries at 11 with the wee drink, and then
Yeah.
lunch, and then I get dinner when I get home.
See, that'd be good, but I have fear for my stomach with all the acidity in it.
No, to be honest, whenever I did it for the first time on the Monday, I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
But if you drink enough water, it seems to be alright.
Yeah, well, I might start doing
So-
some stuff like that,
But yeah, that was a bit of a segue for everyone out there. Diet tips.
Don't
So,
take any diet tips from me.
or me, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel good. Feels far better.
Well, that's what I want to feel. I want to feel a little bit better, like, but I don't think I always believe things don't actually work the way they're supposed to work. So
No, I can vouch that if you do it for
yeah, but
long
it might
enough,
work
it
differently for
definitely-
you.
No, well that's true, but I think it does come down to find out what works best for you and then working with that.
It's a pain in the butt.
I know. Do you want to do your quiz? I'm sort of excited.
I don't know. I'm sort of scared. I don't want there to be any really bad ones in it. We were like just come out looking like absolute pricks. Well, we've done the first two, but we'll just redo them again because we both
Okay.
agree with them anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like a would you rather quiz on Zimbio.com. So if you want to check it out, by all means, go ahead. It's like a would you rather thing for morals, basically. So
Yeah.
would you rather be left at the altar? Oh no, that's the second one, isn't
Yeah,
it?
number one.
It's completely. Do you know what it's
Number
done?
one was would you rather?
Oh, I can't go back to the
Okay.
first one.
Do you remember? You remember what it was though?
Oh, here it is. Yes, here it is.
Okay.
Here. So, would you rather slap a random? This is terrible. Would you rather slap a random toddler once in front of its parents, or get slapped in the face 10 times by an NFL linebacker?
I said the second one.
As did I.
Not only because you're not hitting a child, but because you're also meeting a famous NFL linebacker.
And you're also getting probably put into a coma. For
Yeah, so you'll be out for a while. You'll be off work. So.
And 53% of the people that took that quiz. What?
That's nuts.
Yeah, so 47% still would rather slap a toddler in the
Oh
face.
my goodness.
But then again, how I don't know how truthful people
Anyway,
are going to be.
that's
Would you rather be left at the altar by your fiance or leave your fiance at the altar?
first one.
Yeah, I would agree. And
Oh,
42% agreed with us.
oh no.
Yeah, 58% said, nah, I'd rather leave them there.
That's so nasty. I couldn't do that.
Well, it's
Well, I
good.
suppose it's better then than getting a
How
divorce.
lucky are Lauren and Rachel, huh? How lucky are they? Would you rather take a £10,000 bonus for yourself or split the 10,000 bonus with your colleagues? That's terrible. Oh, well, to be fair, if it depends, okay, well, no, I'm not going to say anything.
I'm taking the money.
You take your money.
The reason I'm taking the money is because if I've worked hard enough for it, and
10 grand bonus?
yeah.
You must be doing some mad work for
How
10
many
grand.
employees are there though?
Well, it depends. If it was in, like, I don't know, if it was in a job you loved doing and there was like 5 years.
Then yeah, if I like them, yeah, it's better.
So what would you do here?
Do I like them?
Do you? I don't know. It's a moral question here, like, you gotta do it.
See, my initial thought is if I've worked hard enough and genuinely believe. Wait, is it split equally or can I take like 6 and give them 1 each?
Well, it's just to split the 10 grand bonus with your colleagues. It doesn't say like 50-40 or.
Okay,
50,
well
50
then,
40, 50,
if
50,
if
or
I can
50, 30, blah, 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 blah. If you want to do it within like 5 people, or if you want to do it like 25, 25, 25, 25, or...
It would depend on
10,
workload,
10,
but
10, 10.
assuming, right, I'm going to make assumptions based on them, we'll both just go with those. So assuming everybody has done the same
Well, I know
work,
what I'm going to do anyway, regardless of
Okay.
where I was.
but assuming everyone's done the same work and the outcome has been positive and everyone earns the same amount of money, then I would swap. I would split it. But if that is not the case and I have done more work, then I would keep as much as I felt I deserved.
Choose one.
I don't know.
Nope, choose one.
You pick first.
I picked the bottom one, I picked the split it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going for in the assumptions. So yeah, I'll split it.
So you
but
split it?
if I feel like I've done more, I
No,
will
so you
keep
split
more.
it, okay. 30% agree with us. 70% will just take the money. Nuts. Crazy people.
Okay.
Oh, that's dreadful, this one. Would you rather... Oh, it's awful. Would you rather catch your best friend cheating or have your best friend catch you cheating? So, would you rather be caught or catch someone else, basically?
Catch, because I don't like his girlfriend.
So you'd rather catch your best friend cheating?
100%, because I'd be like, yes, mate.
Well, I wouldn't cheat, so it'd be...
Exactly.
89% agree with that. So
Yeah.
That's not too
Yeah,
bad.
I would cheat.
11% said you'd rather... Okay. Would you rather be forever poor and honest or obtain great wealth through illegal means? I think I'd be poor and honest, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't want to do drugs and...
No, that causes far too much harm for the... Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the top one.
yeah.
65%.
35 are going for the...
35 are going
Al
for the drugs.
Pacino sort of.
Yeah. Al Pacino life.
Yeah.
Would you rather would you rather turn in your pet to the pound or press a button that would kill a random stranger? Now that's rough.
Oh my god.
But I mean,
I
could
love
you-
my dogs.
yeah, could you... Well, I mean, it's not going to happen unless I actually press this button and someone else dies. And then... Could you imagine? How many people have taken this quiz? Like 20,000 people around the world have died today just because of
You're
this quiz.
screaming from next door.
Ah!
I
mean, I'm not going to turn my pet into the pound.
no,
Like,
I'm
so,
probably not going to do that either.
so press a button to kill a random stranger.
But can you imagine being faced for that?
Well, it doesn't say.
Can you imagine me going like, push this and someone will die? You have no idea who it's going to be. It could be somebody's parent. It could be someone's child.
Well, I mean,
Press
in
the
real
button.
life, it probably if it was given that dilemma, I'd probably put my dog into the pound and then collect it later on.
Fair.
Because they don't say anything about it.
But can you imagine how sad your dog would look?
Yeah,
as you left
100%.
it
But
in?
I'd rather him be sad for a little while because dogs don't really have much going on. Like they don't have morals.
Okay.
So
If you can pick it
They
up.
have emotions, but I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be like I'm gonna pick the dog up later on. I'm not gonna kill some random person in the world. I'd turn the pet into the pound.
And then pick it up later.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that is what we're gonna go.
If
with.
if I can pick it up later, that's what it's gonna
Like
be.
5 seconds later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, pet. 51%.
Oh dear.
Wow. 49% of people would kill a what? That's
Oh my, this is hard.
Would you rather let your child watch a movie with sex and nudity, or let your child watch a movie with gore and violence? I'd just probably sex and nudity because at the end of the day they're going to do that. They're going to go around killing people, aren't they?
Let's hope not.
Well, it depends.
Yeah, you know what? I think the first one because it's natural.
Yeah. It's natural. Gore and violence could be anything. It could be someone massacring zombies.
No, that would be terrifying for them.
Yeah, probably. It's the
Yeah.
top one then.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they'll be like, "What's that?" And they're just fighting.
What?
What's it? What are we talking?
42% agree with us.
Oh come
58% would rather let the
on!
child watch some.
Like you're not sitting watching porn. You're watching a movie. It's fairly, like, you know,
Yeah.
PG sort of stuff. It's not
Yeah,
filthy, really.
exactly. There's no full penetration in it.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's like Sunny.
Yeah.
Whenever they go and make that film and they're like
Oh yeah.
Dolph Lundgren
Yeah.
and all, like, but
Yeah.
full penetration. Great idea. Would you rather get fired from your job or personally fire your closest colleagues? I think I know what one you would choose.
If it's my current job, the first one.
Yeah, get fired from your job. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that. 49%, quite close.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather sleep with your step sibling or sleep with your best friend's spouse?
What? What? No, that's weird. I have
That's
five
bad.
step siblings.
Yeah, but it's bad for you
Yeah.
because your best friend's spouse you don't like. If they were married.
true. That's
Unless you choose a
horrible.
different best friend for this.
There's no way. There's no way.
Unless you choose a different best friend that is married.
Very funny. Very funny. That's being completely honest. I just could not sleep with a step sibling at all.
So you
It
sleep
only
with your
leaves
best
one
friend's
option.
spouse?
If I literally
Okay,
have to choose.
okay. Let's see who agrees. You're
Sorry.
Bab. Ugh.
What?
46% would sleep with their best friend's spouse.
What more would sleep with a?
With a step sibling.
No, no.
Yeah. So
Yeah, then you have to go. Oh,
I do this. I do the same. To be fair,
What?
but as you.
I was gonna say. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
That's fine.
Weird. Would you rather save one person you know from a certain death, or save 1,000 strangers you'll never meet from certain death?
Do I know that the 1,000 people is my fault?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
You're given the dilemma. I mean, to be fair, the one person
Might
you-
not have to care very much about them. If it's a person I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If
I'm
it's a
gonna
person-
save 1,000 people. Let's be honest.
So you'd rather save the
Yeah.
1,000 people? Okay.
You have to, like, because that's
59% agree with us.
okay. Would you have done that?
Yeah, I would have done the 100%. Would you rather get free cable for life, or never have cable but be able to send an unprivileged kid to college? See, is cable the same as Sky?
Yeah, TV. I could easily.
I could go without that.
Second one.
Yeah. 65%.
Had they made that internet, that was harder.
Yeah, because you can get everything on the internet now, you can't
Yeah.
really. Yeah, well, that's good. 65%. I can't believe 35% shows like free Sky for life. That's
Yeah, it's like, nah, it's not really worth it, is it?
For me, it's not. No. Would you rather struggle financially and have a family, or live comfortably but never have a spouse or kids?
First one.
Struggle financially and have a family.
What
Okay.
about you?
Yeah, probably the same. 67% would agree
Yeah.
with us.
Wealth isn't always technically money, is it?
No, but it's nice to have.
It is, but
It'd be good to have you at a family. That would be nice, obviously. But would you rather steal from a retail store, or steal from your place of employment? Probably get more out of your place of employment, I think.
No, I don't like stealing.
No one likes stealing.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Kleptomaniacs love
Immoral
stealing.
people like stealing then?
Yeah.
Unless, that's a tough one. Because we said about this earlier on about stealing, and it was about, is it stealing if you have to steal to feed a starving kid?
Well, yeah, it still is technically, but if I had to choose between those two,
But is it surviving?
but what are we talking like? Are we talking like a tin of beans, or are we talking?
Well,
like,
say if there was a tin of beans at your retail store that you really wanted,
and I really want a stapler from work.
or if you want a tin of beans from work.
Well, I'm gonna take the stapler from work because I'm like, I lost my stapler. Order me a new one.
Yeah,
And I'm
okay.
gonna get me a new one.
And you're gonna have one in your home.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
for
steal
the
from your
staple
place of
thing.
employment. Hope your boss is listening to this. I'll tell you.
But I would never steal.
He's
from
been
her.
stealing all the staplers.
That's gone.
Right, okay, we'll do that. 35% would rather steal from their place of employment than the retail store.
You see, the thing is that if we're talking something really small,
Well, like a little chocolate bar.
yeah. But then I just hate stealing so much.
I wouldn't do it. Like, I wouldn't steal regardless. Like,
No, but-
yeah, you have to choose. Would you rather join the military right now for 4 years, or move to Canada and never be allowed back to your homeland?
Canada.
Yeah,
I
100%.
absolutely love Canada.
100%. What? People would rather join the military now for 4 years.
What's the percentage?
52 to 48.
Oh.
48% don't, or would rather move to Canada.
I just love Canada, so I'm.
I've never
gone.
been, but I'd rather go to Canada
I'm
than join
gone.
the military.
Well, I have to admit, I would join the military. If
If it was something you were believing in, then
Yeah.
yeah. But I
like
wouldn't.
if you're really patriotic.
Not for here, I wouldn't.
No.
Definitely not. Maybe join the Canadian military.
No.
Be very apologetic the entire time.
Sorry.
They just fire sorries at people. Would you rather always go the speed limit but never hit traffic, or drive at your own speed but run the risk of traffic?
I always do the speed limits to the first one.
Always go the speed limit but never hit traffic?
Yeah.
Okay. I would agree. 78% agree with us.
I don't speed anyway, ever. Honestly.
Stupid. Would you rather lose your virginity as a teenager to a random one night stand, or lose your virginity in your 20s to someone you really care about? I mean, it doesn't really matter now, does it?
Sort of already answered itself.
I don't know what I would do.
Well, just pretty unfortunate. I'm gonna have to pick the first one.
Lose your virginity as a teenager to one random night stand.
Yeah, it's a bit late, really. I mean, if I had to choose, I really don't know.
I think I'd probably go for the second one.
Yeah, if I could redo it, you know what? I don't know, because there's funny stories with the first one.
Yeah, there are, but depends on.
See, because I don't really put that much weight on it. I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know, like that matters more to people than.
Yeah, I suppose.
me.
Yeah. I mean, I personally would choose the second one, but that's just because I'm nice.
Here we thoughtful wee man.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean,
You
I
go
don't
first
know,
one.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. 81% agree with me.
Really?
Yep.
That's disgusting.
19% said that they'd rather have it from some randomer with AIDS. So there you go.
That's not what the question was.
Well done, you. Well done, you. Would you rather smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a week or have your kids smoke a single cigarette a day?
Oh God.
Well, I'd choose the top one. I've got asthma, so I'm probably gonna die pretty quickly. Like, but I mean, I'd rather do that than have
2
like
a week. So
2
what,
packs of cigarettes.
So what? 10 or 20 packs?
Well, it depends what it is now. Is it like 15 or something now, or 11 or something now, isn't it?
So what's that? 3 a day. Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Or they have to smoke what?
1 a day.
Fucking hell! If it was 1 a week, I'd be alright with it. Yeah. Okay. First one.
If it was 1 a week, you'd be alright with your kid smoking it. It's a kid, like say like from 2 years old.
Oh well, then no.
Yeah.
I just assumed they were an adult.
No, it says have your kid smoke a single cig. No.
Oh right, no then. No, the first one.
28% said they'd rather have the kid smoke it. That's crazy, like. That's crazy. Wow. Would you rather live to be 105 or die at 70? I'd die at 70. I think 105 I'd be far too frail to do anything.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You
based on
could live really a good long as like loads by the time you're 70.
I know.
And then after 70, after 70 you're sort of like winding
my
down,
granddad
aren't
was
you?
good up until he was about 83, 84.
Doesn't matter. I mean, if it was me, I know for a fact I'd
I'll be
probably
dead before I'm 70 anyway, so yeah. I think
70.
pretty
Okay.
good.
64% want to go to their 105.
It's because you get a letter from the Queen and all.
I don't care.
But they're
I
probably,
don't care.
They're probably not British.
I don't care about the Queen. Would you rather save your sibling or save your parents? To make it fair, should one of us go for the other one and one of us go for the other one?
That's terrible though.
I know, I agree.
I don't think that's a very fun. Can we not answer that? And just pick one and then read out what they say. I don't want to answer that.
Have to answer it.
I can't. I don't know.
I'll go save my parents.
Okay.
Oh!
What are we talking? 50-50? No?
No. More like 60-40. 59-41
To who?
to save your sibling.
Really?
59% said save your sibling. 41%
See, I
save
have
your
two
parents.
of each, so... No, I don't know. That's horrible.
But then it says parents, not siblings. So you could kill one and then have 2. Whereas you could kill 2 and then have technically 2 left. But at least you could have all 3 left.
I also have step parents and all, so that kills 4 people.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't say about your step
And if
parents.
step siblings, all of them die, that's like 6.
It doesn't say. It said sibling. That's not plural.
So I can
Singular.
just pick one. It doesn't have to be like an actual sibling. It could be a step sibling.
Yep.
Okay.
So you'd pick sibling.
Yeah, because I don't really. know
You'd say you'd save your parents.
Yeah, we don't really know the step siblings.
Yeah.
That well,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Would you rather get acknowledged for work you didn't do, or learn from your hard work but never receive any praise for it?
I'm doing the second one anyway, so might as well do that.
Yeah. Well. 79% agree with you.
Okay.
Mm.
Probably because they're doing it too.
Yeah, but then again, yeah, I'd rather do that as well because getting acknowledged for work you didn't do is just a bit stupid, isn't it?
How'd you do it? Well.
I'll show you, Billy. That's the last one. So this is just stupid. This one. Would you rather have a one-night stand or have a friend with benefits?
Obviously the second one.
Yeah, I think
Because you get a friend as well.
Yeah. 83% agree with us. Yeah.
What the fuck?
17% said that one. That's crazy.
Interesting. That's weird. That's where that that would sort of go to.
You agree with the community 57% of the time. So
Really?
yeah. So
I wonder how much of those were Western answers.
I would say probably a lot.
The vast majority, probably. if
Yeah,
not all
more
of
than
them.
likely. Good grief. It's like there's a thing on Facebook and stuff. You're like people 86% agree with some of them there. Like that's pretty high. 95% someone got.
Wow. So we were sort of.
We were sort of like halfway,
Yeah.
just over by 7%. Yeah.
That's interesting because, like, a lot of again, like whenever I was doing reading, I came across.
I was doing reading.
Yeah, I came across for this. I came across Freud, and his basically his thoughts on morality and morals, and he suggests that a lot of what we, like where the base of our morals come from is from our society
It's
and
gonna be all lies.
who we grow up. Well, it's actually a really interesting read. So he essentially says he calls it a superego or superego, however you want to say it. Basically, he says that basically we originally base it on our parents because they're the first people we really look up to, and then we base it on like teachers and police officers, ministers, things like that.
Yeah.
So basically, word for word, he describes it as when we were little children, we knew these higher natures, we admired them and feared them, and later we took them into ourselves. He said that in a book called The Ego and the ID. So basically, what he's saying is that we are scared of them.
Well, then what would it be then if people like say that didn't? Well, just grew up to be reprobates, basically, like you know.
Well, yeah, I mean it depends who you grew up around.
But I mean, there's like I know people that have come from quite not privileged but like nice enough backgrounds that have turned out completely wrong. Like,
but a lot of that I think is based on what he believes is based on basically who you
hang around with.
Like what he said.
But he was still fine. Like, they were still fine.
Well, but that's where he sort of comes around. He says that like if you're not scared of who you're supposed to respect, then you don't fear punishment. And if you don't fear punishment, then you basically your morals. You just do whatever you want. Like you're not like, oh, this is good and this is bad. It's not that you're amoral or immoral.
Yeah.
You just don't care, like because you don't see any sort of repercussions. So he also says that like it's sort of what you're saying is whenever whenever you're growing up as a kid, you basically swallow the beliefs. You don't really question what you're being told most of the time. You're just like, yep, okay. So basically,
kids nowadays do, I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, especially like if you think of American kids, they question a lot. So
well, it's not even. I mean, it's only because we see it on TV and stuff. That's the only reason why.
No, Mark, my friend, went to do Camp America. He says if you ask them to do something, they 9 times out of 10 go, why?
Huh.
Like if he's in charge, you're like, right, it's time for bed. Oh, but why? Because it's late. You have to justify.
Why is it late?
You have to justify everything. It's not just it is what it is. So like what Freud was saying, if you grow up around racists, you'll assume that being racist is moral. That's fine. If you grow up around people that vandalize or people that hate a certain sect or hate a certain religion, that's fine. You don't see any problem with it. So that is their moral. That's okay.
Yeah.
So an example of a dilemma that he gives is Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah.
Mark Twain's book. Basically, his moral conundrum, if you like, is that he has the runaway slave Jim on the boat. His town are trying to basically say, you need to give him back. Like, we need to punish this runaway slave. He's not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
He's grown up around a community that sees slavery as completely normal and fine.
Yeah.
But he is also friends with Jim, the runaway slave. So he basically is in between. What do I do here? Like he's my friend, basically. But also I need to bring him back.
Yeah.
So that's his one. Sagan, or whatever you want to say his surname is, he interviewed with Nazi doctors, and this is where it comes sort of really murky. So, one of the doctors stated, and this is quote again, "Out of respect for human life, I would remove a gangrenous appendix from a diseased body. The Jew is the gangrenous appendix in the body of mankind." So the question then raises, how can doctors that are dedicated to the preservation of life, they're symbols of care and healing, how can they become dominated by a drive to degrade and destroy others? That's his question. Like, how can they morally say, yes, I'm going to save some but not others? That's his question. He comes down with, a lot of the reason the Third Reich even existed was because of doctors, because they basically, came up with a lot of scientific ways to do, for example, gas.
Yeah.
That's the reason that all that happened. But obviously there's obviously always a flaw in his theory, is that the superego, as he named it, which is the supposed moral agency of the mind, which is a nice term, can be immoral as well as moral. So by saying the doctor will do one thing but also completely do the other, is not just saying you learn and that's it. But obviously that doctor growing up in Nazi Germany would have...
That's all I would have known.
Yeah, that's what they would have been taught. Excuse me. So
it's
basically...
funny, there was a comedian I was watching the other day. It was on Mock the Week, I think.
Oh, I love that.
Called Susie. Yeah, it's got quite a lot of flack as well for not having enough female guests on as well for some reason. Don't understand why. But I'm sure everybody can come on whenever they want to come on.
Yeah, I'd say so.
She said that she grew up in like a working class family. They're all like... They had a friend called Black Sam. He was a black man.
Oh dear.
But they all just called him Black Sam because they're all friendly. That's just what they would do.
Yeah, and he didn't take any offence.
Didn't take any offence at all, no. But then she went out into a middle class family and stuff, and through college is what they would say. Yeah. And then she found someone that was she befriended someone that was quite posh.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They did that voice for someone that was like black, or if they were, like most people like black, or that sort of thing. Yeah. She says, well, basically you're offending us, because she's also a gay comedian.
Okay.
So whenever she was like parties and stuff, it could all be a massive skit, but it's obviously something to do with her mind. Like, this is the way she thinks anyway. So this is the way she believes things shouldn't be anyway. Yeah. And she was at a party, and the girl that she befriended, her mum was quite posh and quite like privileged, as she said. And every time that she introduced Susie, the comedian, she always says she's a lesbian.
No way.
And she goes, well, you're offending me, but you're also offending the deaf community. And I was like, that's very funny. But she says that about doctors and stuff. It says that she has a personal sort of anguish for racists and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're hurt, right? Say if, like, she didn't say this, but say if you're like at a racist rally, right, and you are there protesting against a race that you don't like, and say that doctor, say if you get really hurt at this place and you go to the hospital, and this doctor could be
the race you're protesting against.
Yeah. And basically she says, like, well, give the doctor the medical records and blah blah blah. Say even some sort of Facebook thing to say he was at a rally because he was against this race, and let the doctor choose whether or not he wants to save that person's life. Which is kind of, I mean, it depends, because it would be more on their moral side as well.
Oath, he has to.
Yeah, but I mean, does it matter?
Yeah,
but does it matter if they don't care? That's what I'm saying. If he can lose his job, he can just go ahead and do it.
But then it's like there was that whole thing a while ago where the Mormons were basically, they were refusing to let their kid be given a blood transfusion, and the nurse basically disagreed and wanted to give it to it because they didn't want the child to die, obviously.
I wonder what the child thought though.
I don't know whether it was a young child or
like a baby sort of
thing. I don't really know, but I just remember reading it and being like, oh flip, like, what do you do there? Like, I know personally I'm like, well, obviously help the child, like, do you want your child to die?
Yeah, but you're not Mormon.
Their religion, I think it was Mormons anyway. They don't believe in that.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was, sorry.
Yeah.
Are they the same?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but this definitely, I think it was maybe Jehovah's Witnesses, but basically they refused, which leads us nicely into a wee dilemma. So this one's called a doctor's dilemma.
Didier dilemma.
Right. So you're a doctor at a top hospital and you have 6 gravely ill patients, 5 of whom are in urgent need of organ transplants. You can't help them though, because there are no available organs that can be used to save their lives. The 6th patient, however, will die without a particular medicine. If he or she dies, you will then be able to save the other 5 patients by using the organs of the patient 6 who is an organ donor. What do you do?
Probably save the 5.
And let the one
Well,
make
yeah,
a
I
wee
mean,
mistake.
yes, you never really know what's going to happen, like, do you?
No. But at the end of the day, it does come down to the fact that you will have then intentionally killed one as opposed to intentionally saving one and then hoping maybe the other 5 will survive. You know, it's,
Suppose
like
doctors
they're
get-
not definitely gonna die.
Suppose doctors get put on those sort of things all the time.
Probably.
I mean, you don't really know what's going to happen, like,
Mhm,
regardless
mhm.
of whatever way you choose. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough decision. I
It
don't know.
is.
I mean, personally, in my mind, I would rather save more people than. You
Yeah.
know, obviously, I think that would be the majority. People would be like, yeah, well, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Which is why I'm an organ donor.
Yeah, well, then there you go.
Take whatever you want. I don't need it. I'm dead.
Yeah, even my toes.
Yeah. Oh, well, I've said take my eyes, everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't need them.
No,
So,
they're not very good.
not
either.
right now.
They're not good at the minute either, so I don't know why anybody would.
That's true. Well, they can take the Wait. Corneas aren't. Yeah, corneas are fine. They can take those.
Corn in the cob, I think's good. But no, I'd probably save the 5. Save the 5 and just be a prick.
Take the heat. Sorry, I didn't mean to let him die, but look what I've done by accident. Woohoo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. What would you do?
I don't know, because again, that's one of those ones that those other 5 could easily survive. But I think in terms of being a doctor, again, under a Hippocratic oath, they have to save them.
Yeah.
Like, they have to save that person.
Yeah.
Like,
Regardless of the
I think-
5.
And like, obviously, it's not what it is, but it's something along the lines of you have to basically attempt to save life where possible and do no harm. Basically, is what.
It makes sense, 100%. But I mean, these are dilemmas that I suppose if we
They're
knew,
like this for a reason.
yeah, if we knew
so.
more about said things, you
Yeah.
know, because nothing's ever going to be as black and white as that. Nothing's going to be like save 5 people or kill 1.
Yeah.
Okay, whereas
Yeah.
you would know their background if you were the doctor and stuff. I mean, that's the whole point between, you know, the dilemmas and stuff. But people get faced with them all the time, and fair play to the ones that make the biggest decisions, like,
Yeah.
because it's a tough job.
It is, but I think as well that like what you just said, like what we would agree with in terms of being the right decisions, would be completely different somewhere else.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you know, so like we might look at like decisions made and just for an example like Afghanistan, that's what are they doing that for?
Yeah.
When over there they're like, that makes total sense.
It's a strange way.
You know.
It's a strange world we live in.
It is.
But it's. I suppose. I mean, you can't really. It's nothing you can change on your own. You all have to come combat together and try and change it
Yeah.
as a whole, as a community. But then
I don't
again,
know.
I think it's impossible myself.
I just find it all
In
like
this day and age, anyway.
really interesting. Like whenever I was doing the research, I came across the article I was sort of mentioning to you earlier about genetically modifying children before they're born.
Yeah.
It's like an embryo or in utero, whatever you call it. So this is a Guardian article, but basically she is of the opinion that it's completely wrong and it could actually harm all of us in the long run. So it's based off a report written by the Nuffield Council on Bioethics. They basically have endorsed the use of genome editing to engineer the traits of future children and generations. So in saying that, basically it's what they have endorsed is essentially if something is gonna, like, I don't know, cause a child genuine real issue, if they're gonna die, for example, like if they have something like Charlie Gard did, you know, the brain problem that nobody understands,
Yeah.
then fix it before he's born. Like, don't let that happen. What they do say in the conclusion, spoiler alert if you want to read it, is that genetic modification should remain off limits in terms of you being able to, like, buy it. Essentially, what they say is that, like, it shouldn't be. Yeah, like basically.
It shouldn't be obtainable through money.
Yeah, like, but a lot of people say that in terms of, like, a lot of European countries say that. This is the complete opposite. So they're basically saying, yeah, like, go ahead and, you know, do genetically modify babies when you need to, but a lot of European countries are like, no, we can't do that because it can lead to basically where you can just say, right, I want my child to eventually be quite tall, I want them to be blonde, I want them to have blue eyes, I want them to be smart, I want them to be physically very capable, and so on and so forth.
So a Nazi.
So, well, it's not. They're not Nazis. They're what do you call them? What were they called?
Aryan race.
Aryan. Yeah, thank you. But essentially, they what this woman is saying is that if that ever happens, if that ever becomes the case where you can genetically modify a child in utero or in embryo or whatever stage it is, then basically,
even if it's alive and well, like for 13 years old or something, you can.
well, it's too late by then. It needs to.
Well, obviously, yeah, that. But say if you were to like literally do it later on, because if you started then, there's no way you could say that they couldn't genetically do it later on, and then another bill would be passed.
Well, no,
do it
exactly.
Then, you know,
but like
so.
it's what basically her issue is that it shouldn't be basically taken as like medicine. So it's not that the baby or utero or embryo or whatever, I don't know what all these terms mean, but essentially it's not
embryo is obviously
that we beginnings.
The beginnings of life.
That it's not saying that is sick, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's you're trying to make it not basically have these issues later on.
Yeah.
Which, in theory, sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh my goodness, like imagine knowing that Charlie Gard was avoidable. That would have been amazing. His parents would never have had to go through all that.
Yeah.
But then it comes down to as well that this is all caught in what's known as a pre-implantation genetic diagnosis. It's an embryo screening, so like they can actually like see what is going on and be like, okay, this could potentially go wrong. Let's fix it. So, but then basically her issue is that, as I say, like rich people could come in and say, okay, let's fix this and make that person great and so on and so forth. But then that would marginalize others because they couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And their child might be born,
It'd
maybe
be like
not
that
as
District
clever.
9.
And, yeah, well, I don't know what that is, but yeah.
It's just basically like there was like it's weird because aliens come down and like split off half the world, and it would literally turn into the poorer people. The poorer people would be a slum.
Literally, yeah.
And then the richer people would be living in like mansions, and they'd be living because obviously if they were genetically enhanced to be smarter, they would be smarter. They would get more money. They would be able to do.
They would have the top jobs, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Like a quote from her work, from the report is basically that this powerful technology could produce or exacerbate social division or marginalize or disadvantaged groups in society. So that basically what she's saying is that it would just make elites, and then everyone else.
It would make elites be more elitist.
If you weren't rich, then, is it, are you going to be advantaged in more than one way than just having money? Yeah, you're going to be smarter and better looking and so on.
Sorry, not District 9. Oh, the Matt Damon film.
What?
No.
Elysium?
Yeah.
Is that the one where he's like a soldier and has a big metal thing up his back?
Yeah, the exosuit.
Elysium, yeah.
Yeah. It's like that.
Never seen it, but
no,
I know what it's called. Yeah.
That literally go and watch it.
Okay.
It's not like obviously it's something to do with like embryos and something to do with life, but
that's about social division.
Yeah, but also they've got a thing up there that cures all disease.
Right.
A machine that cures all disease.
And that's what he's going for, isn't it? Because
he's dying.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. But basically,
there's morals in that as well. You should watch it. Really good idea. That's a really good sample.
I might watch it.
A sample, exactly.
That sounds pretty good.
It's very, very good.
But basically her issue is, well, another quote, so haven't we been down the path of biologically defined hierarchies before, aka Nazis, in a world plagued with obscene inequalities in a time of resurgent racism? Is this the road we want to travel down?
No.
So basically, if you think of the border between Mexico and America right now, the United States, there's kids that are separated from their families. There's it's obviously completely immoral. There's a lot going on at that border that is just insane.
But it also resembles, obviously, Nazi Germany.
Sort of, yeah.
Not obviously to the point of concentration camps.
Them, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But it definitely, it is like,
Yeah. No, it makes sense, and it's just really unfortunate. It's just horrible. But
whose fault's that?
Good question. Because people are doing the job.
people are doing the job, but I mean, it
Don't
comes
have
from,
to do it.
yeah, but then again, that could be the moral side of it. I mean, like it's the same thing, like with like I said, like Nazi Germany and stuff. That
Yeah.
people decided to do it, and people decided not to do it, and they got completely shunned for it. Like so.
It comes back to that Nazi doctor who believes what Hitler believes. So obviously these people, and I can't obviously speak for all of them, but those that are doing the job and splitting the families up and putting the kids in prison or whatever, wherever they're being kept, I think they're in cages and things, and certainly in not very nice conditions, they are buying into everything that Trump is saying.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're taking it too far. It's like, have you ever heard of the Stanford prison experiment?
Yeah, yeah.
There's actually a movie about it on Netflix at the minute, but it's a bit dramatized. But essentially, a professor was like, okay, I'm going to prove that inherently mankind is just evil.
Yeah.
So he picked so many college students, they applied for it and they were paid for it, and they made a fake prison in Stanford and made half of them guards and half of them inmates. And by days, it was either 4 or 6, I can't remember, but they had to shut it down because one had a mental breakdown. One of the prisoners had a mental breakdown. One of the guards was basically like the ringleader and was essentially, like, he wasn't beating them because you weren't allowed to like physically harm anyone, but they'd find like smarter ways to like torture them by like taking their beds away and making them do press ups every time they did something wrong, or you know, things like that. That was his sort of thing. But then there's a whole load of other stuff that debunks his theory that essentially they would have meetings with the guards and he was actually involved in his own experiment and so on and so forth. But anyway, back to the point. So the whole thing is that, are they then taking on board what he's saying and then just going further? We don't know. So
well, that's the thing. I mean, you've no idea what exactly, because there could have been a million Hitlers in Germany at that point. It's just one made it to the top.
yeah,
There could have been anybody thinking those things, the exact same things, and maybe that's the reason why they went to him, because they were like, well, he's thinking the exact same I was thinking. Like,
yeah.
It's entirely possible, you know.
It's just either way, it's wrong.
Same thing happening in America at the minute. I truly believe that.
And it's just horrible.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's actually, you should watch, I've said you already, but you should watch that Queer Eye. There's an episode where they meet a cop, and it starts off that the guy who actually looks at, one of the guys is black, and he's one of the 5 guys that goes to help whoever it is.
Okay.
One of the hosts, he's a black guy, and he's driving the truck, and they're all in the truck, and
including the cop.
no,
Okay.
they're going to pick him up.
Okay.
And next thing you see flashing lights, and they're like, oh no, we need to pull over, and they pull over, and a cop gets out and comes around and goes to like the side of the car and says, license and registration. And the guy's like, I don't have it on me. He's like, it's a federal law, you have to have it in your vehicle at all times. I'm sorry, I don't have it. 1 minute, walks away, comes back, can you get out of the vehicle please? And you know, he's sort of like, what? And he's like, get out of the vehicle now. And then he gets out of the car and he's like, are you blah blah blah? Yeah. What do you say you were doing here? I'm filming a TV show. You're what? I'm filming a TV show. And he takes off his glasses. He's like, yeah, I know, I was the guy who made the or put my body forward. You're gonna go meet my friend.
Oh wow.
But like, the guy, like, you should watch it. Honestly, he is so angry that he is being like profiled.
The black guy.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. Like it's ridiculous how many times it happens in America. Like it's just, but it's insane because they could walk down the street and still be. I don't understand the reason why. Like I don't understand how police officers in America can be.
It's not all of them.
No, I know that it's not all of them, but I'm gonna say that the ones that are recruited that immediately go for.
Like, how did they get in the job at all?
Yeah, like how do they go and they not like any other ethnic background? Like
it makes no sense.
How does it? There's bound to be some sort of ethnic test.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could like it has to be like some sort of psychological thing where you could be like, right, well, if he picks this question, blah blah blah.
But it's, you know, it's not even just America though. If you think about it here, people on both sides are like, oh, the police are only for the Unionists, or the police are only for the, you know, Catholics or the Republicans or whatever. You know, people call them the PSNIRA or you know, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're just people.
Yeah.
not all of them are gonna have an agenda. So
It's the same in any country, but I think the reason why everyone focuses on America is because it literally is always
it's like,
on,
it's
always
huge.
in the TV.
And they're literally like killing people.
Yeah,
So
which is just insane when you think about it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
just for being a different color.
it's just so wrong. But I think
I just can't see the process at all. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
it doesn't. But I think that's again where we've been brought up, and that's why we have morals like we do. I think.
I mean, surely well, I suppose whatever I'm gonna say here, it's just
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
just my morals. It doesn't matter whatever I say. Like,
Exactly.
it's annoying because you can't literally get out of that little slump. You can't get out of that and be like, well, you should, because you can't tell them what they should or should not do.
Exactly, because then you just get in an argument, and then wars start, and then it's just a mess.
But then maybe that's the reason why.
Do we need these pills? Do we need the pills?
No, we don't.
I've just realised I didn't mention, but the pills are
Oh yeah, that's
essentially
right. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, like essentially it was a New Scientist, and essentially would it be immoral for everyone in the world to take a pill that remapped your neurons and made you more peaceful, more accepting, more forgiving, kinder, harder working, so on and so forth?
I'm pretty sure there's a game called We Happy Few
Right.
that have pills that make you happy.
It's sort of like Limitless, but they would
What's Limitless?
help the film.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's good. Watch it. He takes a pill.
No, because you don't watch any of my films.
I do.
What one?
Interstellar.
And that's it.
Well, they haven't told me that many more.
Uh,
But
Truman Show, Elysium.
that's two. But I will watch Elysium. But basically,
Truman Show.
I will. But it's not on Netflix. But he what was I saying?
But the pill.
Yeah. So he takes that and gets like really clever, whereas they're making these in real life. So
Like, get really clever.
yeah, like it uses all of his brain. So he like is really smart.
Like that film with your woman in it.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she uses all her brain, then like
Scarlett Johansson.
collapse into some black venom mess.
I can't remember what the film's called, but
Anna, Banana.
no, it doesn't sound right.
No.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But basically, there's a company in California who put $100 million into basically a brain implant that gives you like shocks and stuff and makes you like smarter and nicer and can actually reduce depression as well, or take away from if you have it. And Elon Musk also has a company working towards these pills as well. But is it wrong? Do we need them? Sort of. But it also takes away our humanity. So
Yeah, we'll just be walking AI.
yeah, just be like, hi, how are you? Good, how are you? And then everyone's happy all the time. It would be amazing if you think about it. It would be so good to be able to go anywhere and just know that everyone's going to be really nice and that you're going to be accepted and that it doesn't matter if you're white, black, gay, straight, Asian, whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah,
It sounds good in theory, but
it can cause so many problems.
you know,
That's the whole thing. Like, you can't really win when it comes down, because I know there's been like loads of films and stuff that have come on like because of certain things, and maybe these pills could be the start of the zombie apocalypse. You never know.
possibly.
So there you go. Like, you've no idea what's gonna happen.
Possibly.
But then again, is it immoral for them to already have started this with like actually bothering to
Well, they'll have had to get,
test subjects and stuff and all whenever it's
they'll probably be
developed?
animals. That's the thing.
But then how can you? But you can't test the moral of an animal.
No, but you can test whether the brain shocks are working and whether
Yeah.
all that.
But eventually, you'll have to test it on a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So
Eventually, if they get there, but again, they'll probably be years. But
doesn't
That's
matter. It'll probably be in our lifetime,
probably,
which
but,
isn't nice to know.
well, you never know. It could be great, but maybe we should leave that one as a wee thinker at the end of this episode.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed the episode all the same. Like,
It is. It's a
it's,
lot
it's,
of.
it's
We
a
didn't
lot.
even touch on honestly.
But we never do.
No,
That's the thing. Like,
It's
there's-
just so much fun. But
yeah, we always talk about it, and then we never actually get to the net. Well, we can never really get to the nitty gritty because
it's
it's
so much.
once you
Take too
do,
long.
the time will fly by, and it'll be 4 hours in, and we're like, oh,
Well, we've got a 4-parter.
4 episodes. Yeah, but no, it's been good banter. But hopefully, everyone makes the right choices.
Yeah,
I'll be
indeed.
watching.
Be good, because Santa's watching.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah. Well, actually, that's funny you should mention that, because I was at my brother's the other day, and he has a camera,
No way.
Yeah, but it's not a real
I
camera.
know, it's one of the ones you
It's
just...
the one you stick on. It's called Santa Cam,
Class.
and all the kids are very well behaved.
Good.
I wasn't like.
Good. I mean, no.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed that one. It's a good banner.
Good. Well, I think we'll leave it there, folks, and we will catch you in the next one.
Bye.